Hey, congratulations on your purchase of the Propel palm-sized high-performance Spyder Stunt drone. One of the first things you're going to need to know about this is, of course, how to charge it. So we're going to get you out of the box. We're going to get you flying as quickly as possible. Let's get started. On the drone itself is a battery, and you will see two cables hanging out of the back end of the drone. One of them is the battery, one of them goes to the drone itself. This one goes to the drone, you can see it going up inside. Here's the battery. Now that battery is removable, so I can actually pull that out if I want. If I wanted to get more batteries or a replacement battery, I could do that. It doesn't really matter if it's in or out of the drone for charging purposes. Now the charging cable that comes with it looks just like this, okay? You don't want to use any other charging cable. Don't try and rig up your own. Make sure you're using the one that comes with your drone, or you could damage the drone or the battery. Now on one end is a little white plastic adapter. That little white adapter is going to go onto the drone battery itself, just like so. It only goes on one way, so don't force it, just twist it around until you get it just right. Boom, there you'll see mine is connected, okay? The other end is a USB cord. This can go into any USB charging port. You can use it in your laptop, your computer. In this case, I actually have my phone charger right over here, and I'm just gonna plug it in just like this into my phone charger. There we go, okay. Now, if you look at this, you'll notice that it's completely black. There's actually a red LED inside. As long as the drone is charging, that red LED is off. But when the drone is fully charged, that red LED will come on and will tell you it's time to fly, your battery is fully charged. Next, we're going to talk about how to get you one step closer to actually flying your drone. We're going to go over the controls. So the next thing is making sure you have batteries in your remote, because of course you're not going to fly without those. So here we have 6 AA batteries loaded into our remote control. Just snap the back cover on, and that's it. Next thing, put your drone on a flat surface, okay? Because now we're actually going to power the drone itself. If you turn it around, you will see here are the two cables. One goes to the drone, one goes to the battery. While it's sitting on a flat surface, you're going to grab those two cables and you're going to connect them together. They only go together one way, so don't force it. It should be really easy. That's it. Now you'll notice that the LED lights are flashing on the drone itself. That means it's waiting to sync to a controller. Come over to your controller. This entire time up until now, your controller's been off. Now you turn it on, just like this. And as soon as you do, you'll see that light starts blinking on your controller. That means it's waiting to sync to the drone, and the drone is waiting to sync to the controller. All you do is you take your left-hand stick, you go up and back. When you hear a double beep and the light goes solid on the controller, the lights go solid on your drone, that's it, it's ready to fly. It's just that simple. Now we're actually gonna go over the controls itself so that you can learn how to maneuver, and then we're going to get your drone in flight. Real important point, if you are a beginner flyer, make sure that you take your Spyder drone outdoors. Don't try and fly it indoors, go outdoors and go to a wide open space, somewhere where there's lots of soft grass in case you need to land it, somewhere that there's nothing you're going to crash it into. It's very, very important for beginner flyers. Use a large outdoor park, baseball field, some big open space to learn how to fly. All right, so let's review the controller itself. Now, for this, I've actually turned my drone off because I don't want it flying all over the place as I'm showing you the controls. But here's the basic breakdown, okay? On this side, in your left hand, you have your throttle control. Up is up, down is down. This is how high up off the ground, how much throttle you're going to give it, how much gas, okay? If you put that stick to the left or the right, you are now going to twist your drone in the air. We call that turning, okay? So the drone itself will actually twist back and forth like this, okay? That way, if it's facing the wrong direction, you can twist it back toward you. The next control is over here, your other primary stick. Now this one is your banking stick. This is to bank left, bank right, this is to bank forward, and then bank back toward you. There are two other buttons that you need to be aware of, and that's up here, okay? The one on this side is your speed control. As you push that button, you're going to increase the agility of your Spyder. It's going to respond quicker. Over here on this side is your stunt control button. When you push that, you'll hear the beeping. That means it's waiting for the next command. The next command is this stick right here. Whichever direction you push that stick, it will do a flip in that direction. If I want to flip left, I push it to the left. If I want to flip right, I flip to the right. If I want to do multiple flips, push that, hit it, push it again, hit it the other way, and it will flip in various different directions. Okay, so those are the basic controls of your controller. And make sure that no matter what you do, your trim buttons, which are here, 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 and here, are in the center position when you first start flying. For more instruction on how to use your trim buttons, just refer to your owner's manual. But okay, now we're gonna get your drone in the air. Now, before you do that, you need to make sure you know which is the front and which is the back of the drone. It's very simple. On the front of the drone, it has those little blue LEDs, almost like eyeballs. So if it happens to be down below you, look for the LED lights to know which is the front. If it happens to be flying above you, now you can look at the bottom. Green LEDs mean front, red LEDs mean back, okay? So it's very important to know that. That way, when you try and fly forward, it's not facing the wrong direction and accidentally flies backwards, okay? So that's real important when you're flying drones. Now, at first, you want to make sure that you learn to hover. Hovering is just using that left stick to bring it up and just float it and try and keep it under control as it's floating around you. Now, here I'm doing it in the studio. You're gonna be in a much bigger space, but you see the idea is to keep it at eye height and just learn to go up and down very, very gently, staying in control of your drone the entire time. The next thing you wanna learn is turning left and right. Now that uses the same stick as the throttle. All you're gonna do is bring it up in the air and then use that stick to twist it. Did you see that slight twist there? I'm gonna bring it right back over my table and twist left, twist right. It's just like that. Twist left, twist right, twist left, twist right. That's the next important function when you're flying your drone, because that way, if accidentally the drone gets turned around and you want the front to be away from you again, you can twist it back in that direction. The next one uses your right stick. Your right stick is what you use to bank. So now you're gonna bank right, bank left. Whoa, we're in the studio. You'll be in a bigger space. Here you go. Bank right, bank left. Bank right, bank left. Bank right, bank left. Very, very important function. That's probably going to be your primary steering function when you're flying your drone. And then, of course, you can bank it forward and back, away from you and back toward you. You always want to make sure that when you're flying your drone, you're keeping it about 10 feet or below, about eyeball height and below. And the reason for that is because if it gets up too high, you can lose sight of it. You can get turned around and not know which is the front and which is the back because it's too high to be able to see it. So when you keep control over it, keeping it at just about eye height, you avoid this scenario. Once it gets too high in the sky,